Today's Daily Dose of Math is just a couple more examples of finding the volume of a sphere or the volume of a hemisphere with one little curveball thrown in, which is that we have not been given the radius, but we have been given the diameter. So yeah, that is a very small extra step, but we have to notice that this 12 centimeters is not a radius. The radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So the radius we need in this case is equal to 12 divided by 2, and that's 6. It's in centimeters. Not only do we need to use 6, we need to show this step so that we are justifying why we're using a 6. Now the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, which in this case is 4/3 times pi times 6 cubed. 6 cubed is 216. So we have 864 over 3 pi. This is a valid answer because it stops me from having to round off, so it's exact. But if we want to have an answer in decimal form, we're going to do 864 times pi and divided by 3, and we get 904.8. I had to round that off. And of course, since the diameter given was in centimeters, this volume will be in centimeters cubed. We're finished. Now we're doing the same thing, except it's a hemisphere, and we have 8 centimeters. But again, we were given the diameter. So we're doing this step over again. R equals D over 2. The R is equal to 8 over 2, which is 4 centimeters this time. And now we're using the formula. Volume equals, we have 4/3 pi r cubed, but it's a hemisphere. So we have a choice. We can do this volume formula and then divide the answer by 2 to get the correct volume of the hemisphere, or we can just modify the formula, which is what I'm going to do. It's 2/3 pi r cubed. Half of 4/3 is 2/3. So a hemisphere is half the volume of the sphere. Now we're plugging in our r, which was 4. We have 2/3 pi times 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 64. 2/3 pi 64, which is 128/3 pi. And now going into decimal mode, 128 times pi divided by 3, 134.04 centimeters cubed. So only a small extra step when you're given the diameter instead of the radius. And of course, watch out for whether you are dealing with a sphere or a hemisphere. Be able to adjust your formula if it's hemisphere, or do the sphere formula but then adjust your answer. That is today's Daily Dose of Math. Please like, subscribe, and share.